Hey friends, the thinker here. We're living in intense times. Times of speed, of being constantly exposed, of endless demands. A world that pushes, that pressures, that has opinions, that judges. In all this, many people feel like they've lost something really important. Their inner peace. Not because they don't have enough information, but because there's too much going on. So with all this happening, an old way of thinking is becoming popular again. Stoicism. But today, we're not going to talk about Stoicism as some strict old rule, or as a perfect idea that's impossible to reach. Today, we're going to think about modern Stoicism, a living way of life, always changing, that goes along with society as it keeps transforming. And to understand it better, we're going to look at Stoic qualities in people who are dealing with real pressures, in a very real world. Before we go on, please subscribe to the channel, give us a like, and hit that notification bell. Everything here is free, and our main goal is to reach more people with this important information. Stoicism was born during a time of big problems, not when things were calm, but when there was a lot of uncertainty in politics, society, and life itself. From the very beginning, it wasn't a way to hide from the world, but to live in it with honor. As the centuries passed, the world changed. The way we live, work, and talk to each other changed. The amount of stress and conflict grew. That's why Stoicism didn't disappear. It changed. Modern Stoicism isn't about being perfect anymore, but about having practical answers for today's complicated world. Today, it shows up in things like mental toughness, emotional control, self-discipline, not caring too much about what others think, being able to act without getting stuck. It's not about being perfect. It's about having enough inner strength. In a world that loves to show off, being sober-minded becomes a quiet way to rebel. Keanu Reeves shows a key Stoic trait, not caring about fame. Even with all his fame, success, and being known all over the world, he chooses a simple, quiet, almost hidden life. He's gone through deep losses, personal tragedies, without making his pain a show or something to boast about. Here's a main lesson from Stoicism. Accepting what you can't control, without anger, without feeling sorry for yourself. It's not being cold, it's self-control. Stoicism was never about doing nothing. It was about taking thoughtful action. Rafael Nadal shows us a classic, yet modern, Stoic trait. Keeping up your discipline even when things are tough. Physical pain, lots of injuries, huge pressure, losing. None of that stops him from trying his best. He doesn't make a big deal out of failing. He doesn't get overly excited when he wins. He does what he can control over and over again. Here, Stoicism means having a strong work ethic inside you, giving your all, and accepting that you can't always control the final outcome. In Stoicism, the mind is super important. Novak Djokovic shows a really Stoic quality: mental self-control, breathing, focus, controlling your attention, being able to stay strong even when things are tough. It's not about getting rid of feelings, but about not letting them control you. Stoicism always taught that true freedom isn't about controlling what's around you, but about controlling how you react inside. Modern Stoicism also shows up in uncomfortable situations. Donald Trump shows a clear trait: mental toughness in the face of constant attacks, constant criticism, public fights, media pressure, and even then, he keeps going. Here, we're not looking at beliefs or right and wrong. We're looking at one thing: the ability to not break down when others judge you. Stoicism today doesn't always look quiet. Sometimes it shows up as fighting back, but it's still a way of staying strong inside when things get tough. These examples help us understand something really important. Modern Stoicism isn't about being perfect, but about being okay with being imperfect. At work, with family, when things go wrong, or when you get criticized, a modern Stoic doesn't try to run away. Instead, they try to stay centered. It's not about not feeling scared, but about not letting fear take over. It's not about always winning, but about keeping your inner peace. Maybe modern Stoicism isn't about being a perfect wise person. Maybe it's about something more human and possible, building enough inner strength to go through life without falling apart inside. In the middle of all the noise, choosing to be in control of yourself. If this thought helped you think, I invite you to subscribe to this channel and give it a like. I share all this content openly and for free, based on a simple and deep idea. Thinking well is living better. Maybe this is a good place for us to meet again. Big new things are coming. I'll see you in the next video. A big hug to everyone.